Snap-on sockets. These are 3/8 blank drive metric impact sockets from Snap-on. And I don't have any 3/8 deep impact sockets. I think these will come in really handy. Just picked them up off of Kijiji for about half price of what you'd get them from the truck. And they're still in the package, so how could I say no? Fabricado en Estados Unidos. Made in America. So it's got everything from 8 mil up to 19 mil, then skips 20. It's got 21 and 24. The magnet bases are nice. I like to store them in there, and I like the factory ones, just the look of them and how they work. But they do take up a little more space in the box, unfortunately. These are really high quality. I noticed too they've got a very small shoulder, so this bolt doesn't drop right down. It can be hard to get bolts started that way. You have to reach up into somewhere. So that works good. And I'll mostly be using these with the impact, the M12 impact, and the M12 Ratchet as well. And I found myself just using standard sockets, but I don't want to break them. Yeah, those are really well made. Great tolerances. So those will live in here for now. That's where this goes. Just been using the standard Craftsman ones. Yeah, been kind of overusing them, so good to have these. I'm glad. These are a welcome addition to my little toolbox. These are all 1/2 inch on this side, 3/8 on this side. And I've got some shallow 3/8 metrics. There's some old Princess Auto Special. They're not broken, so they probably haven't been used ever. Impact sockets. And just sort of a hodgepodge in here. Some Craftsman and Mastercraft Torx, screwdriver bits, more Torx and hex bits. Some 8-sided sockets, spark plug sockets, spark plug ratchet, some Mastercraft, a couple bars. I like this old Craftsman style. I think these are Caterpillar. Supposed to be the same as Snap-on. Some adapters, another universal adapter. And then these are the rest of the 3/8 sockets. I've got all the metric up here. These Princess Auto trays are pretty handy. They're also magnetic. And you can see where everything is. So these are Craftsman deep, Craftsman shallow, 6-point, deep standard Imperial, 6-sided. These are Snap-on. Yeah, I've got pretty much the whole set of those. I like those a lot. And then I've got some Snap-on metric 12-point. And this little thing, it's good for reaching in small spaces. Got one of those in every flavor, every size. I think this is for an impact, universal. Extension kit. I like these boxes, but it was a little bit brittle, so I just filled the back up with foam. Nice long extensions. These are all Snap-on, and then I've got a couple of the Craftsman wobbly ones. Then some 3/8 ratchets. Some relatively newer Craftsman ones. I really like this old style of Craftsman. For some reason, I'm just attracted to them. This one's shot though, so I've got to Hopefully take it for warranty, if they'll even cover that anymore. Or rebuild it, but they're not really worth rebuilding in my mind. So hopefully I can get warranty on that. The snap-on one, I like this one a lot. SK, I found this on the road to the dog park. Took it home, cleaned it out. It was all packed full of dirt. Works good, works fine. So too bad somebody lost it, but I found it, spotted it on the road, picked it up. This works good too for tight little spots. That's all the 3/8. This side's all 1/2 inch. It's kind of crowded in here. This should just be 3/8. 1/2 inch should be somewhere else, but maybe when I get a new toolbox, if and when I get a new toolbox. So as far as 1/2 inch goes, I've got a torque wrench in here. Utica is the brand of it. It's supposed to be a good one. And I've used that quite a bit. Mostly for tires. The 13/16, and I think the 21 is the cross reference for that. Got this from my neighbor. He gave it to me when he moved. These are Craftsman 1/2 inch. They're pretty thick walled though. They're kind of clumsy, hard to use, and they don't really want to fit on the nut too well. Got these for a song when Sears closed down in the city here. I think $8 or something. Basically got them for nothing. And they work okay, but honestly, since I got that 3/8 Milwaukee, I don't even use a 1/2 inch anymore. I've got a 1/2 inch and a 3/8, but I mostly just use the 3/8. It's pretty much just as good as the 1/2 inch. So I've got some deep sockets in 1/2 inch Imperial standard ones. Just a couple of some snap-on, some Craftsman, but I really don't use these a lot. These I got, these are the metric ones, the 1/2 inch standard size, metric and Imperial in the 12 points, 6 and 12 point, from when Sears was still a store. And some more Craftsman Extensions, the Universal. Again, this style is my favorite style. Got a couple breaker bars somewhere too. I turned in a Craftsman Ratchet for warranty when they still had a store, and the lady didn't have the normal size one, like this size. So she said, "Oh, looks the same," and it was a much more expensive ratchet, but I don't know if I've ever used it. So that came back from warranty. Snap-on, I like this one a lot. And this one will do anything you need it to do, this snap-on. I mean, might as well just be a breaker bar. It's a good one. Let's see what else. These are part of the old Craftsman sets too, for I guess building engines or something, I don't know. I did use it for something, but I can't remember for what. And then the other part of that set, the 1/2 inch bar. Like this one too. And then a little longer one. Snap-on. Bought this off a guy one Friday night. Price was right, let's just say. And plenty of leverage on that one, super long. That's all the 3/8 and 1/2 inch. Then I've got 1/4 inch in a separate drawer all by itself. So of course the M12 Ratchet. Works really good. You get bruised fingernails because I think it puts on 50 foot-pounds of torque before it squishes your finger. Got the standard and metric, same thing, Princess Auto Special, the magnets. Like them because you can just take them out, set them in your engine bay, in your inner fender or somewhere, and stick. Like right now, it's stuck to the drawer. So when you open and close, it doesn't go anywhere. So I've got the full, these are Craftsman standard size. Deep, then metric, snap-on. I've got all of them in there from 15 down to 4. I thought it was so important to have them all, but I don't know if I've used a lot of these actually. And then I'm kind of missing a few in here, but these are Mastercraft. They came in some set. Some spares, extras. There's just a lot of space in here, so I threw it in. This thing is kind of a little handy dandy little ratchet. Nut drivers, and then the 1/4 inch driver, and again I've got everything in this line of the Craftsman just because I like them so much. The little bar that goes with it too. Thought it was kind of cute. Honestly, it does work sometimes if you have to you know, tighten something up but you just don't have a wrench with you. Just grab another socket, because you got the deep and the shallow together. You can just grab another socket for the other side of that bolt. Got this little snap-on. This is my go-to as well. You can use it kind of like a little speed handle. Just used it on some battery terminals not so long ago. Some more Craftsman. I'm missing, must be around somewhere. I know if I'm missing something because it's not there. And so these are just Craftsman Extensions, universal. And magnets are good too. They help things stay where they need to stay. This bought for $1 out in Victoria. I didn't even know what I was looking at, but it's an antique SK brand, and it's got everything, the ratchet, the little bar, extensions. But I think it's an amalgam of 2 different sets, because it's got some 6-point and some 12-point. But I thought it was cute for $1. I mean, the price was right. And this 3/4 inch set, I've only used a couple times. Actually, the thing I used most from this set was one of these sockets to drive a 2-inch shower drain in. I basically used it as a seal driver and on maybe a hitch or something, I can't remember. A couple times I used it and it came in pretty handy. A couple of these have never been used. Just bought them to fill in the set. And they were super cheap, like, I don't know. Sears clearance in Regina went out of business, and so they were selling stuff off for pennies. Like, you fill up a shopping cart for $100 worth of tools and stuff. So a couple odds and ends, oddballs to fill in what I was missing. All this stuff was cheap. There, yeah, $2. And it was probably 50% off that. You know, it was super cheap. But you can tell these ones are probably not made in America. Doesn't say made in USA anywhere. 12 point, but you can tell they're not perfectly, that hole in the center isn't round. Sort of a cheaper, if they're forged or whatever, however they're made, probably not cast. However they're forged, they're not, you know, it's cheap, right? It's probably why they went out of business. Couple ratchets and SK. It's a nice ratchet. This got from a buddy of mine who's now passed away, Armstrong. Yeah, it's complete odds and ends set. Gray, some gray. Unit tool, whatever that is. Kind of thing I never really use that often, but it's good to have around anyways. I wouldn't go out and buy one, but I've been collecting different pieces and parts of it over the years. So I think that's it for sockets.